fact, you can do the same with a virtual service. Like you can allow people to attend let's say the first 30 minutes of your webinar on Zoom on email marketing, and after 30 minutes, they can make the payment. And if they don't make the payment, well, you're gonna have to kick them out. But the point here is that you give them, 30 minutes of free education, and if they like it, they stay. And in order to stay, they have to pay you. Physical work, this is very hard. You do the work or you don't do the work. So it's hard to give away a free sample because of the physical ramifications. So this is really what you should be aiming for, and yet there is a higher level beyond software. So let's talk about that. Just gonna reduce the size. So the next level is AI, and AI is really a large field, but AI basically means that you don't even do the programming. You're asking ChatGPT to generate the source code for you, and you compile the source code into a software program that you sell. So this is really the ultimate. I'm not going to talk too much about this, even though I'm working at this level 4, level 5, but the level AI is really too advanced for most people. I give private consulting if you want, but I want people to get to this level, digital, and to the software level. But of course, and first you have to know where you are. Are you here, or are you here? If you're here, then you want to create a digital product, and there's a way to create products. There's a lean startup methodology by Eric Ries and Steve Blank. There are other agile project management methodologies that you can use, but creating a digital product can be a lot of fun because it's not the same as creating a physical product where there's a lot of complications, right? Because there's the logistics and the manufacturing. But when you create a digital product, it's just a computer file. You can modify it at any time, and once you have a perfect or functional digital product like an ebook or video course, you can just mass reproduce it perfectly, and you can sell and make a lot of money. So this is really the key here. Now, I mentioned physical products. What about physical products? People who create like handmade products, well, they are still working here. Okay, physical products that you create with your hands, or physical work that you do with your hands, or that require you to be physically present while you're at that level. Now, of course, the low level here is that it's not even a level where you're not creating any value. So if you're not creating any value, you usually need to get to the first level, the first floor, which is the physical floor, and then you can experiment and get to the second floor. But like I said at the beginning, most people don't understand or don't know that there are at least 5 broad phases of automatic wealth. And the reason why I call it automatic wealth is that as you go up from 1 to 2, level 3, level 4, creating wealth becomes more and more automatic. It becomes something that you don't have to spend time physically or even intellectually. Like for example, when I ask ChatGPT to generate code for me, I don't have to think intellectually. I don't have to remember what I learned when I taught myself AutoHotkey. ChatGPT knows everything about AutoHotkey. So
it's 9:10.
I just tell it what I want exactly, and it's going to produce the source code. I still have to test the source code, but I don't have to think. And this is a huge advantage. I mean, I could do the coding and programming, but in my experience, it's very taxing intellectually, mentally. It's very, very hard to maintain a level of intellectual intensity where I can create a software. So instead of creating software myself, and I try to do that, it's really hard. I mean, I'm not even trained in computer science, so it makes it even harder. But I would argue that even the developers who have been doing it for years, they still find it difficult. But now with Copilot by Microsoft, you can just ask Copilot to generate code for you, and all you have to do is that you just verify and review the code and make sure that it works. Oftentimes, well, not oftentimes, but it depends on what you're creating, but it could happen that ChatGPT doesn't give you exactly the source code that works, and when you test it, you know whether it works or not. And sometimes it makes it too complicated for nothing. Complicated in the sense that it simplifies everything, but and you don't understand what it's doing, the code it's producing. So sometimes you have to talk to the ChatGPT and tell it to refine or to change the code to fit your specifications. So you have a conversation with ChatGPT. You're not working hard. If you're at this level, you have to work hard, right? You have to learn programming language. You have to do everything, and this is hard. But when you get to this level, things are much easier. And like I said, you don't have to be a successful software developer or software engineer, or you don't need to have produce a successful software product in order to move here. I mean, you can go from digital to AI, and I'm gonna help you to do that. And that's the reason why I'm publishing this ebook for a very low price. I want everyone on this planet to know that there are 5 levels of wealth creation, and the higher you go, the more automatic it's going to be. The work is going to be done automatically by software, by AI, and the more wealth you're going to generate, and you're going to produce less effort. So automatic means less effort, and wealth means more and more money. And path means that I show you clearly the path. There's no other way. If you're currently involved in physical work, you could make more money by working more hours, but then your family and your friends would suffer. Well, I'm not sure your friends would suffer. Maybe they don't want to see you, but your family would suffer. Your hobbies, your favorite activities would suffer. Why get stuck in this box of physical work? And by the way, it's interesting that this looks like a box, because it's like the movie Escape Rooms, where you're here and you want to escape this box, right? So you want to find a way. Maybe in a future diagram I'm gonna make it look like a box, and and with puzzles and with exits, right, with secret doors. And when you find the secret doors, or when you find the solution, then you can escape this room and you can get into the virtual room. And if you can escape this room, you get into the digital room, the software room, and the AI room. But you need to escape this room. A lot of times people are trapped in this physical room, and there's no window, right? So they cannot see outside of this room. They cannot see that there's a virtual room and there's a digital room, and so on and so forth. So I'm not even sure that it's sequential. Maybe the virtual room is a square outside of the physical, and the digital room is a square that transcends the virtual room. But anyways, I'm putting it in the form of stairway so that you can see that it's a step-by-step thing. No, I don't want to use the word steps. It's more like a phase. You want to get into a new phase. It's a new game. Okay, the skills that you had here, some of them can be transferred to this new phase, but sometimes, very likely, you need to learn new skills. Like, you can be a very good office worker, but virtual means that you have to be able to speak articulately. You have to be comfortable managing a virtual classroom, right? You have to be able to engage people. If people don't engage with you in a virtual session, well, there's not a lot of value. If you're not very interesting, the way you speak is monotonous and you speak like a robot, well, you're not going to have a lot of people participating, because guess what? They're not in the same room as you physically, right? So they don't have a lot of stimulation. Your voice and your face are basically the two sources of stimulation that they have. And we all know that if students are not stimulated, they're not engaged, then it's not a good experience for them. Same thing here. Here you have to learn video editing. You have to learn audio editing using free open source software like Audacity. Same thing here. You need to learn at least one programming language, and here you need to learn prompt engineering. So I'm going to teach you, all the way. So it doesn't matter where you are. You can be a university student. You might not even have a job. I'm going to teach you how to get a physical job. I'm going to teach you how to move to virtual, digital, software, and AI. But that's my promise to you. I've been able to go through all these phases, and I'm still here. I haven't been very successful here. I know exactly how to do, but it's just too much intellectual work. So I'm currently working here using ChatGPT and AutoHotkey. But I've gone through it, and so I can teach you how to. I've even started to make money here. I'm selling prompts for ChatGPT for only $10, and you can see later on in the book or underneath the video, you can see a link where you can buy my prompts. But anyways, in this book, I want to teach you, how to go, how to dominate, how to win in each of these phases progressively. And so that's my motivation for writing this book. I'm really excited because I can see very clearly that this is the path. Okay, there are many people who write books on financial freedom or business, startups, etc. But it's not broken down this way. And by the way, you can be an employee and still be at that level. If you're at that level and you're an employee, your employer is going to pay you a lot of money because you're actually using ChatGPT to create products, assets for the company. Or you can be an entrepreneur. Same thing here. You can be an employee and create software products for your employer by working hard. So the problem here is that this is time intensive. This is ChatGPT intensive. So you want to be here. But this path to automatic wealth is arguing differently than Robert Kiyosaki. He's talking about the economic game. He's talking about the cash flow quadrant, where you're either an employee, a self-employed professional, a business owner, or an investor. Here, I don't care, whether you're an entrepreneur, a business owner, or a freelancer. You need to go, from physical to virtual, digital, software, and AI. Even if you're a freelancer, it's better for you to be a virtual freelancer, or to be a digital product freelancer where you're creating digital products and you're selling it. So really exciting new field where I'm going to help people to move in order to create automatic wealth. And I think this diagram helps you to organize all the information, all the knowledge, all the courses you're getting from YouTube or from teachers and colleges, because you're going to be able to say, okay, this teacher or this YouTube video is teaching me how to do this, or it's teaching me how to do this. But you have to know what it is teaching you, and you have to know where you are. If you're here, you can go to digital or you can go to software, but it's probably easier to go to digital first. If you're here, you're working in an office, probably better to go virtual, because to go digital, it's like you're skipping a step. And it is possible, if you're a fast learner, but it's better to go step by step. And if you do it right, it shouldn't take a lot of time to go from physical to virtual to digital, software, and AI. Now, to go from physical to virtual, that's easy. You just create a Zoom session. That's usually very easy. If you don't have material to teach, you can buy the license from a teacher, a course developer like myself, and you can use my course material to teach here and make money. So this step is easy. To go from virtual to digital is a little bit harder because you're creating a product, right? The product has to perform something of value, and it's not easy, right? Because here you are the person, you provide the value. Here the product has to provide the value, so the product has to be pretty good. Even if it's just an ebook, it has to be pretty good. The good news is that an ebook is hard to write and it's not very enjoyable to read. If you create a video course, it's much easier for you to record yourself on your smartphone or through your webcam. It's easier for you to teach, right, by showing your face, and it's more fun and engaging for your customers or your students to consume your video content. So here, the good news is that if you create video courses, it's going to be easy. It's going to be easy to go from virtual to digital. But like I said before, you can be teaching something virtually on Zoom, and you just have to record everything, and you edit a little bit, and boom, it becomes a product. So we can see that going from virtual to digital is not that hard. Going from digital to software, I think that is really hard, unless you're a software developer. But like I said, even if you're a software developer, you might not have the marketing mindset to ask feedback from customers and figure out what is the problem that they have that your software can solve. So it requires a bit of a mind shift. It doesn't require a lot of knowledge, but you have to change your actually this mind shift might be harder, because a lot of people who are in software development, or who are writers here, it's hard for them to develop the marketing mindset. So anyways, to go from digital to software might be a bit of a challenge, but I'm going to help you. But like I said, you might be the software developer, but you might get a lot of help from ChatGPT. So it's going to help you to generate some of the source code. But when you go from software to AI, it's really hard. You have to learn prompt engineering, but it's hard, but it's fun, because nobody knows about prompt engineering. So you have to do a lot of experiments. So here, ChatGPT is going to produce a source code for you, but it's going to produce a lot of the source code, and it's a lot than when you were a software developer here. And it's not just source code. It can produce your marketing plan, your business plan, can produce your everything that you have to do in order to succeed with your software product. You can even create new business models, new communities, new membership sites, new stuff beyond software products. So here you're using AI really to create products, assets, business models, a lot of crazy and radical and disruptive ways of providing value, etc. So this is really the ultimate. But yeah, I'm very excited that you're joining me in this journey, because together we're going to learn how to go through this path to automatic wealth, and we're going to create a lot of value by working less and less, because the value creation and the value adding will be more and more automatic, and more wealth will be created from your efforts.